So my name is Kashando Ntwali Christian. I'm 19 years old. I'm Congolese. Recently moved to Rwanda about 4 years ago, and attended Green Hills, and been getting more involved into art. These past few years, and trying to focus more on the subject. The visual arts has always been a passion of mine, but it really took me some time to find it properly. I've kind of scattered around all over the place: graffiti, sketches, and other forms of art, sculptures even. And I finally narrowed it down to visual arts because it's the most versatile, the most something that I can relate to, and that gives me the most freedom to work with. So, well, I explore everything. Actually, my art is always a reflection of what I lived through, my experiences. So all of my hobbies, my frustrations, and happy moments are always what I try to focus on. So since I'm passionate about fitness and gym and everything, so I explore anatomy most of the time, bodies, and sometimes also animals. And surrealism is, I find it just fascinating. So that's what I try to focus on. So the name is actually Enlightened Dark One. So the reason why I chose that could be is because there's a lot of contrast in the painting, a lot of dark versus extremely light colors, and it's actually an edited photo of myself, and in the past I've been called that. Okay, I've been told that I have a rather dark skin complexion, like extremely dark. So I just wanted to put it in there and to just give that kind of woke feeling, enlightened dark one. I didn't want to touch the eyes because the eyes are always a sensitive part of any human being. They always show a lot and they tell a lot about someone and who they are. So I just wanted to leave the eyes untouched to just give my kind of personal investment into the painting, my personal touch, to basically try to look at the person looking at the painting. So basically it's like we're looking at each other and just having a moment. That's why I just wanted to leave it the way it was. I would call it enhanced, like not really the typical auto portrait, but yeah, that's what I would call it. Well, you see, for example, one of the reasons why I used the dark background is because there's a lot of darkness in all of us, a lot of dark emotions, dark experiences, and they always affect us differently. And it kind of just builds our character. But also, we also have our happy moments, our positive side. And that's why I put the light colors, the very bright colors, because when people see a bright color, they always feel happy. If you ask a small kid what bright means, he might tell you the rainbow, and it's always a symbol of happiness and soothing. So I kind of just contrasted the two to basically show the viewer, to give him a sense of peace, of serenity, so something he can look into and just feel at ease, feel relaxed. So that's what I wanted to show, because everyone is always so tense, and in this world that's always moving so fast, everybody wants to go somewhere, get somewhere, and when you look at that, most people, they pause for a minute and look at it quite closely, and even if it's just for a minute, at least it's enough to bring a kind of relaxation to the person. So you are looking as a person who's had enough, who's tired, and who just wants a break from everything. And yeah, that's honest. That honestly was an emotion that even I was feeling when creating the painting. So I would say that the festival honestly found me at rather convenient time, because what they asked me to portray was actually what I was feeling. So it actually helped me as well, and it was just like, no more of the stress, the expectations, everything that you have to fulfill in life. Everybody always on your case, basically. So it was just like, you know, to show that we all deserve a break from time to time. I call it a dark spirit. It's a little demon that always, because we all have we all always have this voice, this little voice at the back of our head. And personally, I always feel it on my shoulder, weighing on my shoulders and always telling me, maybe this is not good enough, you're not good enough, you should do more of this, more of that, satisfy this person. Basically, always overwhelming my thought that, I'm not good enough. And I feel that that little voice kind of controls a lot of the things that I do, a lot of the way I think, interact with people, and the way I just see the world in general. And that's why I linked the red string around his finger, because it's as if he has my destiny at the tip of his finger. He can basically control everything I do, and that actually even goes to the point where the eyes of the person are red, where it shows a lot. Red can signify so many things. In this case, it's suffering, pain. And when somebody has red eyes, it's always referred as blood eyes, a lot of pain, suffering, almost tears. So honestly, and it clouds the vision of someone. You see things for not what they are, but for what your mental state perceives them to be. And that is something that honestly there has been a struggle of mine for a long period of time, where I just find myself caught up in this little world where I just try to please everyone and not really worry about myself, and it's quite troubling to me. And so basically the hand is, I would say, the first thing that somebody sees, and it's like just saying stop, no more, no more of the suffering. And the bird is actually a crow, and a crow is always a symbol of a bad omen, a bad premonition, or anything. Like whenever something bad is about to happen, you always see crows and everything. So I wanted to put a crow in there to kind of accentuate the negative things that he might be hearing, because the crow is basically positioned in front of his eyes. So even when he turns away, what he sees is negative. What he sees is not something that would help him build, that will help him move forward. So he's just surrounded by all this negative energy and trying to shield himself from everything. And finally, the lines, the different arrows, signify a sense of misdirection, because when you're in this state of where you're lost, you don't know what to do, where to go, you just find yourself lost. Basically, you don't know what your next move is. And that actually relates to my own experience after finishing high school. This was the place, now I have to go into university, and I had pressure from my parents, my school. You can't mess up, you have to get this right, you have to figure out what you want to do the first time, honestly. So that creates a lot of pressure, and at the end of the day, they might be thinking that they're giving me directions, but at the end of the day, I just feel lost. I don't know where to go, what to do. I have so many areas of interest, and I don't know which one to focus on. So arrows pointing in different ways, maybe directing me to go here, and another one telling me to go there. It's, it just creates a lot of confusion, and more actually of, it's just overwhelming in someone's head. And, usually you just need a break. And, some people, they try, because I've read stories about this, and some people, they try to end their lives to maybe find a quicker way to make it stop. And yeah, I guess I'm just trying to find my escape route, which I try to portray into my art, which is like therapy for me. It's like a way to just express what I feel and let go of some of the emotions, because some people go to therapy and talk about it. I rather express it through my art, because I don't want to keep it bottled up into myself, so because that's not healthy. I just find it really interesting that something that looks that good can come out of so much frustration and negative, emotion. And I don't know, it's kind of soothing to me. It actually gives me hope, honestly, because when I see that I can create something that looks, that good, that, that portrays exactly what I want to say, that basically I don't need to speak to people in order for, for me to just let it go. I can just draw, and most people who look at it, they kind of get the idea, and some people who also go through the same things, because I post this on my social media, and some people who go through the same thing, kind of, they message me, and we end up having some kind of conversation about it, and I always find that so relieving to know that my art helped me, and as a result, I'm also helping other people, and we're also, sharing our different difficulties. And at the end of the day, talking about it is always a nice way to just let some of the stress go, some of the tension, just leave your body, and at the end, you just feel relaxed and soothing.